Ever thought of going back to Africa? Yes, back, because deep in your soul, you never left.
Blood is thicker than water.
Blood is thicker than water. Join us on a journey with those who have made the trip.
I'm wondering, how would we change in this country, the African Americans living in America, if we all made that African pilgrimage?
Whoa. It's almost unimaginable. Do you know how much power we have as people of African descent? I'm not sure we even understand how much power we have.
After this, you'll likely be convinced it's a journey we all must take in Black land.
And now,
as a brown person, you just feel so invisible.
That's not fiction. Where we're from.
Brothers and sisters, I welcome you to this joyful day.
We celebrate freedom. Where we are.
Get on the ground!
I know someone heard something.
And where we're going.
We the people means all the people.
The Black Information Network presents Blackland with your host, Vanessa Tyler.
Who are you? I mean, really, down to your DNA. What part of Africa are you from? What will it be like to visit, to feel the soil, breathe the air, to kiss the ground of the motherland? Dr. Gina Paige can soothe that longing we feel. She is the co-founder of AfricanAncestry.com. Dr. Paige, welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
There is a stirring in our souls. We want to know more about where in Africa we can trace our ancestry. Talk about this.
I often say that Black people are the original victims of identity theft. When our ancestors were stolen from the continent of Africa, we effectively lost everything that determines who you are, our names, our languages, our connections to our ancestors, and then our families were consistently sold apart for 400 years. And so more than a longing to know our African roots, I think the basis is wanting to know who we are. And for people of African descent, that answer lies in Africa. And so the work that African Ancestry does is to use DNA to help answer that question in very specific ways.
What is the reaction when African Americans step on African soil?
The reaction of the African Americans?
Yes.
Yeah. I have seen people in tears because they never thought that they would get to go home to Africa, let alone to the country that they came from. I've seen people just have a very calm sense of peace, and there are endless smiles, I'll tell you that.
You know, I'm feeling almost emotional just hearing about it. It's a feeling that's really hard to even put into words, but Shazelle Muhammad will try. Shazelle joins the conversation. Shazelle, welcome.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you for having me. And hey, Dr. G.
Hello.
Tell us about your trip to Africa.
Wow. Where do I even begin? It was truly transformative, and I am still, Vanessa, being transformed by my time there. It is unspeakable in the ways that it just touches your soul, the way it has touched my soul in ways that I didn't even imagine. I felt like this is going to be real. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's going to be deep, but the depth of it is still just reverberating throughout so many areas of my life. One of the many impactful experiences I had when I visited Sierra Leone in 2021 with African Ancestry Family Reunions was going to Bunce Island. And although all of our ancestors who were taken from Sierra Leone did not all leave from Bunce Island, as I learned, the feeling of sadness and joy at the same time, or sadness and gratitude at the same time, is an interesting mixture. And as I stood there on the edge of the jetty, and all I could do is just raise my hands to the heavens in gratitude that I had made it back for all of my ancestors who had been taken and probably never returned, and for my future progeny who would not, without this experience, know where to call home. And just an enormous sense of gratitude. And I'll share one more feeling that comes over me from that experience is that it's quite poetic that through the process of enslavement, one of the things, as Dr. G mentioned, that was purposely taken from us was our identity, where we came from, who we came from, what our land, our language, our people, our relationships. But isn't it quite poetic that that information was actually never taken from us because it's lived in our cells, our very DNA, all this time? And it has not been until our lifetime that that information was extractable and that we could understand what it meant. But it's like if God has something for you, no one can truly take it from you. And if it's not for you, it will never be yours. So I rep my Sierra Leonean heritage. I rep hard because that was for me. It has always been for me. And God made sure it was never truly able to be taken from me.
How were you welcomed?
With song, with hugs, with celebrations, with music, with dance. It was incredible from the time that we arrived. Even in the airport, it was a bit calm until you got outside. That's when the dancing started. But even walking through the airport, it was just, you could just feel the energy of love and welcome in the air. And as we walked outside, there was this huge caravan. People were coming from everywhere, dancing, celebrating. People were on stilts. There were performance actors. It was just an incredible show of welcome and of celebration. And from the moment I landed to the moment I left, it was always constantly affirmed that you are here because you belong. You are not them and we are not those. We are us. And you are here because this is where you belong, as if you never left.
Hear their actual welcome in Sierra Leone, the joy, the celebration, the homecoming.
That is so powerful.
Vanessa, can I add something?
Oh, yes, of course, Dr. Paige.
Because there was one moment where we traced Chazelle's ancestry, her maternal roots, her mother's line, going back 2,000 years to the Mende people. And Chazelle, I would love for you to share your experience when we were in the Mende village, because that was very powerful for the entire group with your naming.
Yeah. So that was, again, just the sign of the ancestors, affirmation that we are home and they know that we're there. So one of the wonderful experiences that African Ancestry curated for us was a visit to our villages where we shared ancestry and a naming ceremony. Now, mind you, Vanessa, we had not met anyone from the village ahead of time. We not had a call. We didn't know anyone from the village ahead of time. And so we were given names. And as each of us heard our names, it was just like, oh, you could see the reactions of my fellow Mende. As they got their name, it's like, oh, you could feel it. See it kind of wash over them like, that makes sense.
In part 2 of Going Back to Africa on Blackland, we are going to hear Chazelle Muhammad's actual naming ceremony and hear why she got so emotional. I'm Vanessa Tyler. Keep listening for the conclusion of Going Back to Africa on Blackland.